Hi, I'm Gail at the English Factory. Let me explain a little bit about the purpose of these Speak Workout videos. Speak Workout lessons 1 through 12 target grammar and speaking weaknesses of beginning English learners. And a special note, I've been teaching English conversation in Japan for over 30 years, so Speak Workout specifically targets the weaknesses of Japanese learners. Which weak points? Well, let's start with English phonemes. Phonemes are the smallest unit of sound in a language. English phonemes don't exist in the Japanese language. It's not just the L and the R sounds. That means when Japanese people start to learn English, their brains have to develop the ability to recognize and produce these new English phonemes. Now that requires a lot of time listening to a native speaker say the sounds slowly and clearly, watching a native speaker move their mouth as they make the sounds, and lots of repetitive practice saying the sounds. The next weak point, intonation. English speakers stretch phonemes in words. Also, for more emphasis and emotional expression, English speakers add extra phonemes to words. Japanese people don't stretch phonemes, and they don't add extra unnecessary phonemes for expression, usually. So, Japanese learners need lots of practice to get used to the English intonation patterns because they are so different from Japanese. Another big weak point, plural and singular nouns. In Japanese, there is no way to tell if a noun is plural or singular. That's because Japanese doesn't place importance on knowing whether there is one of something or more than one, unless it is important to the conversation. If it is, Japanese use grammar structure that doesn't require the noun to change. So, no plural nouns means there is only one equivalent to a be verb in Japanese, and that's the word desu. It's used regardless of whether there is one thing or more than one thing. But in English, the be verb changes depending on whether there is one thing or more than one thing. Is needs to be used with singular and uncountable nouns. Are needs to be used with plural nouns. Because singular and plural nouns basically don't exist in Japanese English students also struggle with using these words correctly. This, that, these, those, it, and they. And the next weak point, using a subject noun in sentences. Japanese don't need to add a subject or subject clause to a sentence, especially in conversation. They can start with the object and then the verb. Subjects are only used if necessary. In English, subjects are essential. Speakers must instantly categorize the subject as a singular or plural noun and choose the correct be verb and then the correct demonstrative pronoun to go with it. The demonstrative pronouns are this, that, these, those. Also, the English pronouns it and they have Japanese equivalents if you look up the words in the dictionary, but they aren't really used much. So Japanese need a lot of practice to get used to using these two words. Now let's look at the 5 ways Speak Workout is designed to help beginners overcome their grammar and speaking weak points. First, I speak in motherese for developing phoneme and intonation awareness. So what is motherese? It's a word well known in the field of linguistics and child development, but not so much in the general public. It's probably not even in your dictionary yet. Motherese refers to the special way mothers speak to their babies. They use high-pitched voices. They exaggerate and stretch phonemes in words. They articulate very clearly. They use very simple grammar and vocabulary, and they repeat words and sentences. And new research is showing that motherese is not only for babies, but also very important for English learners whose own language doesn't have phonemes similar to English phonemes. What's a phoneme? Phonemes are the smallest units of sound in a language. And continuing with motherese is also essential for getting basic English grammar patterns into the part of a learner's brain that is for speaking. Speaking in super slow motherese, I start with the simplest words and most basic grammar patterns and repeat them a crazy amount of times to make sure the words and grammar patterns get deep into the part of the learner's brain used for speaking. And this is very important. Please remember, first and foremost, Speak Workout is for helping beginners speak basic English grammar patterns without conscious effort, not for memorizing vocabulary. Forcing our brains to memorize lists of vocabulary words at the same time trying to practice new speaking grammar patterns is very ineffective. That's why I keep the vocabulary as simple as possible. You can memorize vocabulary another time. And on to way 3. As minimalistic in visual and audio presentation as possible. As referred to in way 2, our brains can't effectively multitask. Brains hate when we expect them to do completely different tasks at the same time, like practicing speaking skills while memorizing lists of new words. They also hate unnecessary decorations and background noises when they're learning a new skill like English. So I'm trying to make the format for Speak Workout as minimalistic as possible. Plain white background, only images, no reading as much as possible, no background music, and no dancing around. Minimalism lets the learner's brain learn the way it likes to, one thing at a time. And the 4th way. Speak Workout lessons 1 through 12 target beginners' speaking weaknesses with a crazy amount of repetitive training for the following grammar patterns: plural and singular nouns, adding a subject to every sentence, adding adjectives to nouns, and speaking lists of both plural nouns and singular nouns in sentences. And finally, the 5th way. Speak Workout exercises provide an easy way for learners to practice speaking the grammar patterns anywhere, anytime, with or without a teacher, with or without the video. Because Speak Workout exercises are 100% images, no reading required, and the basic grammar patterns can be used with any object in daily life, learners often keep practicing the grammar patterns even after their lesson and without the videos. Even with such a limited vocabulary, only 10 colors, 20 numbers, a few vehicles, and a few very common objects found in the house, learners get a very effective speaking workout. Learners get used to basic grammar patterns for the following: using singular and plural nouns, using a subject in sentences and demonstrative pronouns, using adjectives with nouns, and using for prepositions. For best results, follow these directions for using Speak Workout for lessons 1 through 12. Now remember, Speak Workout should feel like going to the gym, not a classroom. Don't passively watch the videos. Actively practice the videos. Okay, ready? Step 1, with intent, listen and watch me say the words and sentences, then mimic me. Step 2, practice speaking the grammar patterns out loud with me. Step 3, and the most important step, turn off the audio. Go to Video Settings and increase the playback speed to 2 times. Practice as much as you need to. It could take as many as 10 times for some slides, and that's normal. Then, step 4, the videos are divided into sections. Repeat one section until you are able to speak the patterns without struggling. It's normal, especially when you don't yet have any English-speaking muscles, to repeat a section as many as 5 to 10 times. And step 5, challenge to finish all 12 lessons in 2 weeks. And if you're really busy, 3 weeks. That is about 1 video a day. If videos 1 and 2 are too easy, skip them. If one video is too long, divide it into 2 days of practice, but don't skip videos from lesson 3. And finally, what you are practicing in each of the first 12 videos. Lesson 1. Get used to hearing and speaking real English phonemes while learning 10 colors. Learn the word not, practice saying colors, and keep learners' brains completely in English while doing the workout. Using Motherese, continue phoneme awareness, introduce the concept of plural nouns, practice adding S to the end of plural nouns, learn the words circle, circles, big, little, numbers 1 through 10. Practice adjective plus singular noun and adjective plus plural nouns. And keep learners' brains in English while doing the workout. Lesson 3. New words, is and are. Practice new grammar patterns. This is a, these are. Practice 1 adjective plus noun and 2 adjectives plus noun. And keep learners' brains in English while doing the workout. Lesson 4. New words, that and those. Practice new grammar patterns. That circle is blue. Those circles are blue. That is a blue circle. Those are blue circles. And to keep the learner's brains completely in English while doing the workout. Lesson 5. New words. It, they, not, and. Practice new grammar patterns, questions and negative statements. Are these circles white? Is this circle white? Are these white circles? Is this a white circle? This is not a white circle. These are not white circles. This circle is not white. These circles are not white. And keep the learner's brains completely in English while doing the workout. Lesson 6. New words. What, car, bicycle, truck, boat, train. Practice what questions. What is this? What is that? What are these? What are those? And keep the learner's brains completely in English while doing the workout. Lesson 7a. New words. In, on, under, next to. Get used to using basic grammar patterns for the above prepositions. Get used to using it, they, this, that, these, those in the subject position. More repetitive practice with putting an S sound on the end of plural nouns, and keep learners' brains completely in English while doing the workout. Lesson 7b. Get used to using the word and. Get used to listing singular and plural nouns and adjectives in statements, questions, and negative sentences, and keep the learner's brain completely in English while doing the workout. Lesson 8. New words. between, and over. Get used to yes and no questions and what questions using prepositions. Get used to using the word the with singular and plural nouns, and to keep learners' brains completely in English while doing the workout. Lesson 9. New words, where, plus simple vocabulary for things in the living room. Get used to where questions, yes-no questions, and what questions. And more practice using the word the with both plural and singular nouns, and continue getting used to phonemes, and to keep the learner's brain completely in English while doing the workout. Lesson 10. New words, simple vocabulary for things in the kitchen, and review using grammar for simple prepositions and singular and plural nouns with vocabulary for things in the kitchen. Review asking and answering yes and no questions, what questions, and where questions. Continue getting used to English phonemes and keep the learner's brain completely in English while doing the workout. Lesson 11. New words. Simple vocabulary for things in the house. Practice all the previously learned grammar patterns with new words. Continue getting used to English phonemes and to keep the learner's brains completely in English while doing the workout. Lesson 12. New words. Numbers 11 through 20. The word very, the word there, the word some, and the word any. Get used to the new grammar patterns for there are some, there aren't any, are there some, is there a, and etc., and keep practicing all the previously learned grammar patterns and keep learners' brains completely in English while doing the workout.
Start making English muscles with Speak Workout. Break through your English speaking limitations. Email Gail about lessons using Speak Workout training.